As always, Ted, kick us off. Who do you have as your winner of the weekend?
Well, I had to go with the Masters, right? It was spectacular. Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. We had Tiger Woods back out there in action. Had a really good first round. Fell off from there, which maybe is to be expected with not a whole lot of competitive golf under his belt in the last year or more. So that was awesome. Um, but I don't know who the real winner is. Was it Rory shooting the 64 final day, lowest round, and the way he ended it and had the chip in there from the sand on 18? Like that was the most exciting part of Sunday by far.
I I was way more into watching Rory McIlroy on Sunday than I was Scottie Scheffler. And maybe it's because Scheffler's a Longhorn. He seems like a great dude. I mean, he seems really easy to root for. And he was awesome. The entire weekend, the guy was just dialed in. And the streak he's on right now was he got like 4 wins in like 2 months.
Playing unbelievable.
I mean, he's the number one player in the world for a reason. But watching Rory McIlroy go on that tear was awesome. Like as much of a bummer as it was watching Tiger go, what was it, 78
Yep.
on Saturday and Sunday? Like watching Rory McIlroy have that much fun golfing, and I have no idea what the hell was that celebration when he holed out from the bunker on 18. What was that?
I don't think he knew. I don't. Sometimes you don't like when something totally hits you by surprise. I don't think you know how to react. I guess that was hilarious, though.
It was such a bad celebration, but I mean, it was so fun watching and it, Rory's failure at the Masters is well documented, right? But watching it all kind of come together for him, who remember he seems like a really cool dude
Mm-hmm.
and loves golf. Has been great for the game. He represents golf really, really well. I think he takes a ton of pride in that. To watch it all come together, even though he didn't win, he ended up in second. By the way, I'm sure he gets a huge chunk of change for that solo second finish.
Mm-hmm.
It was fun, man. It was like my favorite part of the weekend.
That was great. Like the most interesting thing about Scheffler was the vest on Saturday. That's what the whole conversation was: is how many times he put on and took off the Nike vest. We had a group of people around. A lot of people were curious as to why he's doing it. A lot of people were incredibly annoyed with it. I, for one, thought that's a nice vest. I actually like that. Wonder how many of them Nike sells this week. That was like, and maybe that's a good thing. Like, if you're so even kill, the only thing that you've done all weekend, you won the Masters, and the big talk is your vest. Like, that's how you play it low key and just go out and do your thing for 4 rounds. That was pretty fun to watch.
What was okay? So the Scheffler vest thing, I noticed it. I think he was just trying to like keep the core warm
Sure.
and
Yeah,
then didn't want to swing with it on, right? So the
that's right.
completely understandable. It's a long walk. When you hit the ball as far as those guys do, it's a long walk to the ball. You know, you want to stay warm. But did you see what Colin Morikawa was wearing around his neck on Saturday?
What was that?
I I don't know.
I thought it was maybe a mask that he had pulled down. I don't know.
It was
The
like a
neck
neck
gaiter?
scrunchie.
I mean, I wear one of those when I go snow skiing sometime or duck hunting, but it's a big, thick, like warm one. I don't know what. I thought it was a mask that was pulled down, but I don't know.
No, but he put it over his face a couple times. I respect it. I am to a point in life where I just don't want to be cold. Like I will overlayer like I I guarantee you just whatever weather it is, I'm not going to be the guy that's cold. And I feel like so when I saw Morikawa wearing that around his neck, I was like, I get it, man. I get it. Yeah. He doesn't, he's like, he walked out that day and it was like, I know this looks goofy as hell. I don't care because I'm going to be warm. And
That's
he
right.
was.
That's right. Yeah, I thought the vest was awesome. I'm down for keeping the core warm and having access to the pipes free and clear, whatever you need to do. That was great. But my favorite thing of the entire weekend is that I didn't have to watch Jordan Spieth's dumbass out there on the course taking 2 hours to line up a putt or to hit a ball from the pine needles. That was my winner, not having to watch Speed.
Because he didn't make the cut.
That's right.
Were you just smiling like all Friday night,
That's
knowing
right.
that you weren't going to
Yes.
have to watch him on Saturday and Sunday?
Yeah, that's right. I thought it was awesome that he took 15 minutes to line up that putt to shoot 78 on Friday and not make the cut. It was great.
You were just not a speed guy, but
I'm not.
Tiger on Thursday was like, how much fun was that to watch?
That was great. That was really cool. That's what we all like. We got our Tiger fix on Thursday. Friday, it happened on Thursday too. Like it felt like it took him, till about the turn to get warmed up and start hitting some shots and feeling good. And it was just, I think as everything wore on, it just became maybe a little bit too much. But he said he was glad that he did it. Says he's going to play in the Open, so I thought it was awesome.
Said he may give it a go at Southern Hills, right?
Yeah.
Oh, coolest moment of the weekend though was 18th hole with McIlroy. He hits it in, right. He holds out from the bunker, and Morikawa's like celebrating with him, and then he does the exact same thing. Like the crowd's going crazy. That was awesome.
It was great. McIlroy took the high route. He threw it up into the bank and brought it down, and then Morikawa went the other way. It was pretty cool to see that happen. That was funny.
And then there's something awesome about whoever wins the Masters and their families right there. God, that's a sweet moment.
Yep, it is. That was cool. Good to see.
All right, who do you have as your loser of the weekend?
I had to go with Rob Manfred, Major League Baseball commissioner. In a desperate act to try and smooth things over with the players after the lockout and how bad the negotiations went, and like some of the things that he has said and done since he's taken over from Bud Selig, he thought, I'm going to send Bose headphones to all of the Major League Baseball players with a note, and that should smooth things over. I understand the gesture, but is there anything more annoying than after the fact, when everything's done, when someone, it's almost like a slap in the face, isn't it? Especially, headphones. I guess we all would love an extra pair of nice headphones, but there's a point where you're getting something that everyone, like guys that travel nonstop for like games and whatever, they've got great headphones. They don't need a pair of Bose headphones. I thought it was like pathetic and really trying too hard. You're going to have to do something real. Bose headphones aren't going to smooth things over with the players.
Yeah. I assume that all of the guys that are on an active major league roster already have headphones that they like. But I will say that gesture, it didn't make anything worse. Right?
Maybe not. I don't know. Like, isn't it a slap in the face though? Like after, like to try and give me a gift afterwards. Like, and it's not even a real gift. It's like you didn't do anything for each guy individually, which I'm not expecting him to do something for each guy individually in Major League Baseball, but it's like him and his team came up with an idea. We've really got to smooth over relations with the players. Why don't we think of a good, hip idea that all the guys would like? I think the guys like to listen to music whenever they fly around the country. Why don't we get them some nice headphones? A quick Google search says that Bose are the best headphones. Yeah, let's get them some Bose headphones. It just, I don't know. It's never bad, I guess, to give someone a gift if it's real and there's some real intent there. And I just feel like it's another bad move in a long line of bad moves. If you want the players to feel better about you, you're going to have to start doing some real things that matter.
What are the odds that he got all of those headphones for free from Bose?
100%.
Yeah, that's if those were in my locker, like, hey, thanks for the headphones that you got. I don't know if Bose is the official headphone of Major League Baseball. It probably is.
There will be. That's probably like the whole thing. Bose, it probably broke down like this. Bose called. They wanted to get in on Major League Baseball sponsorship somehow. And they thought, hey, what a great way. We can send them to all of the players and do it through the commissioner to try and smooth things over. That's probably how it came to be, which, again, is not the right way to smooth things over.
Yeah. Do you watch baseball? Like, do you consistently watch it at all?
Playoffs.
I'm the same way.
I'll watch some, like dog days of summer. If I'm sitting at the house, I will put baseball on in the evening as just kind of background noise, but I don't watch any one team in particular.
Yeah.
I might watch, like, if Ohtani's on, I might watch him pitch or something like that.
I'm the same way. So I brought that up to tell people, like, I'm not sure if there's going to be a football guys talking baseball segment anytime soon when the playoffs roll around. Sure, we'll mix it
If
in there.
something happens, this is where baseball will float around into the podcast as winners and losers if something happens.
Exactly. All right, let's get to my winners and losers. But first,
Bishop McGuinness Catholic High School has a long tradition of educational excellence with a 12-to-1 student-to-teacher ratio. No student is overlooked. Bishop McGuinness's college prep curriculum offers 22 AP courses. There are numerous clubs and organizations for students to join, and as a proud member of the OSSAA, there are 14 sports offered. If you want to provide the best possible educational and spiritual development for your children, contact Bishop McGuinness Catholic High School or visit bmchs.org. Financial aid is available.
And if you're a whiskey or bourbon drinker, stop what you're doing, head to your favorite liquor store and buy some Balcones products. You got to snag some of Balcones Lineage Single Malt Whiskey. It was just voted one of the top 20 whiskeys in the world by Whiskey Advocate, and you'll be shocked by how affordable it is. Also, you got to snag some of Balcones Baby Blue Corn Whiskey.
It's made from blue corn. That's the fancy corn.
And that is why it has won more than 25 awards. Last but certainly not least, you got to buy some of Balcones Pot Still Bourbon. Its big flavors make it the perfect bourbon to drink year-round. In 2012, Balcones Single Malt won the Best in Glass competition, beating brands like Johnny Walker and Macallan. It became the first American distillery to win the competition. This stuff is the real deal, people. If you love great whiskey and bourbon at a great price, then Balcones products are the only way to go. The whiskey may be made in Texas, but the owners, yes, they're from Oklahoma. To find a liquor store that has it, visit balconesdistilling.com. All right, for my winner of the weekend, thought about going with the Brooklyn Nets. If they win their play-in game, right, they're going to be in the 7-8. Remember, whoever loses that game then gets to play the winner of the 9-10 to get in. They're still doing that this year. But if they win their play-in game, it sounds like Ben Simmons is starting to feel better. We're just dying. We're dying on the podcast tonight. What's happening to us?
You got watery eyes too.
Oh, God.
Yes.
Teddy, say something. 1 second. Give me a second.
Oh, yeah. Brooklyn Nets play-in game. It's going to be great. KD leading the charge. Ben Simmons is going to be back. They will not be able to play him late in games at all because the man cannot hit a free throw. But he can play some defense and grab some rebounds.
Yes, he can. And I've survived my my episode. People on YouTube are going to be like, "You guys are dying. What is wrong with you?"
I'm talking about Ben Simmons as you are dying over there.
It's like, how'd Gabe die? Well, he was talking about Ben Simmons and just coughed himself to death.
It started with a tickle in the throat and just really progressed from there.
Yeah. But hey, he's starting to feel better. The guy, I know we poke fun of him about how he handled things in Philly, but if you get the best out of him, he's a damn good basketball player. I mean, he's 6'10" and can just do things that other human beings can't do. So we'll see. But that seems I'm gonna chalk that in the positive column for the Nets. But I also thought about going with Joel Embiid. Became the first international player ever to win the NBA scoring title, which I couldn't believe. I thought that was crazy, but he is also the first.
That's great. That is crazy. I thought Dirk would have won it.
I know, but I read it and I was like, okay, I guess that's true. And if it's not, blame ESPN because that's where I read it.
All right, what's the cutoff for international player too? Like,
I would
he
assume
played college.
Being born in a foreign country makes you an international player.
Okay.
Are you trying to say that Embiid isn't an international player because he went to Kansas?
No, I don't know, like, if there's a cutoff, like, because he was a one and done, right?
Yes,
at Kansas.
Correct.
So that makes sense. But like Buddy Hield played 4 years at OU. Would he still be classified as an international player, come from the Bahamas?
I believe so.
Okay.
Because he's not from the United States. So if you're not from the United States, I believe you're always an international player.
Which, that's fine. I've always taken an international player to mean, and I'm not saying this is right, but like, you're drafted and someone's got to like translate it to you over there on TV, and you're sitting awkwardly with your parents and you don't know what's happening, and then they fly you in to some crazy new land that you've never been to.
Not the case with Embiid.
No.
But still, the first international player to win the scoring title nonetheless, even though it did. It's unbelievable.
And I think for like his size and his skill set, like, I don't know if there's ever been a player of his caliber that's talked about as little as he is.
Yeah. Well, around here, like in, national
Sure,
NBA guys are talking, but
NBA like Giannis,
stuff.
Giannis, it was like nonstop about like his abilities and all. Like, I don't know. It just feels like for whatever reason, Embiid is somewhat flown under the radar. I mean, I know he's like a superstar, but like, he's unreal. All the things that he can do.
Yeah, he's the first center to win the scoring title since Shaq in the 99-2000 season. And I think he's only playing like 33 minutes a game. Like, so he's ultra efficient.
He'll pull up and hit the three on you. I mean, he'll do everything.
He's fun to watch, man.
Yep.
I mean, he's fun to watch. By the way, my wife texted me and said, "Are you okay?" So my coughing, apparently she could hear it in the bedroom. Which where we do this podcast is not close to the bedroom. So I apologize to everyone for nearly dying mid-podcast. What is happening to us? Well, what are the weekend? Amazing. OU softball went to Lubbock, and they put it on the Texas Tech Red Raiders, and they were dominant in the circle, right? Troutwine, Ball, May, all were absolutely dealing. And they casually outscored the Red Raiders in 3 games, 43-0, including a 21-0 5-inning run rule on Sunday where they hit 7 home runs and I believe Ball and May. Yeah, those were the two that combined for a no-hitter. So they are off to the best start in the history of college softball. 36-0. They've won 30 of those games via run rule. This team, I mean, it's unbelievable, man.
Unbelievable. And I think I saw this. This is an unverified statistic, but I saw this floating around on the Twitter sphere. Second, third, and fourth longest winning streaks of all time in softball belong to OU. Number one, I think was it UCLA? Maybe
UCLA
like a 50?
in 1999.
Was it 50 games, something like that?
I don't know. UCLA started the 99 season 35-0. So that's the streak that that's what they just broke.
But I guess maybe it goes from into the previous season, perhaps.
Yeah.
I don't know. But awesome stuff.
Yeah. They hit 17 home runs in the 3 games.
It's crazy.
That's so, I was keeping tabs on the Sunday game just because they're kind of bullies, man. I mean, I kind of felt there was a point, and I love it. But there was part of me where I was like, I kind of started feeling bad for Texas Tech. Like they're just mowing them down and they're just hitting bombs. I was like, man, I mean, you can't call the dogs off if you're Patty. You can't do it. Can't have any sort of weakness creep into the program. But
the problem is there are no dogs to call off, so to speak. Like, what are you going to do? Are you going to everyone, like even sitting on the bench, is unbelievable. I don't know that really gets you anywhere. Like you put in there are no scrubs to put in, so to speak. You know?
Yeah. And if you put the backups in, like they're trying to prove themselves.
That's right.
It's like, coach just put me in. Here we go. And it's just, but dang, 21-0. I felt bad. I felt a little bad for Tech. Like just a little bit. Okay, maybe I did, but
it's crazy, man. The separation between like OU and like I don't know. I'll let the softball people talk about like the other teams that have a chance to win a championship this year, but like there's separation between OU and those teams. But like even like the top like 8 to 10 teams, it feels like the separation with like the rest of college softball is like massive, but I don't know.
Yeah.
Could just be me
it's
talking.
Exciting.
Yeah.
It's historic. All right, for my loser of the weekend. Thought about going with your guy, Max Verstappen, to Australian Grand Prix this weekend. Was a fun battle between him and Charles Leclerc for a while, but another power unit issue for Verstappen's Red Bull car, man.
Oh, no. Fix your unit, Verstappen. Come on.
3 races this year. Hasn't finished 2 of them. Rough go for the Dutchman.
What's he drive?
I mean, a Formula One car. What do you mean?
No. I mean,
he drives for a Red Bull.
But what is it? What's the car though?
Oh, do you mean like who makes the motor? I'm not even gonna pretend I know that.
Okay.
I'm not that.
That may not even be a thing. I don't know.
I'm sure it is. But
well, like Hamilton's Mercedes guy, like I would think that's a Mercedes, or is it just a Formula One car that's got a Mercedes emblem on it? Is that what we're talking about here?
No, the team. Okay, so I see what you're saying. The team builds the car.
Right. Okay.
But I will give a quick Google to who makes Red Bull F1.
Because you got like Ferrari, you got McLaren, you've got Mercedes,
Honda. Oh yeah, this was a big storyline in the Drive to Survive. I should remember that. It was a big deal when they switched over to Honda.
Yeah, well, sounds like it's a big deal.
Honda's probably getting some sternly worded emails.
Could be a one year thing there for Honda if they don't get their stuff together. Get their unit fixed.
You better fix that unit, Honda. But hey, Leclerc. Oh, I learned a new term this weekend. And
okay.
I'm going to share it with you. So, Formula One Grand Slam. That is the thing, because Charles Leclerc for Ferrari, he won the Australian Grand Prix, and he had his first Grand Slam. So that's where you start in the pole position, you win the race, you have the fastest lap, and you lead every lap.
Woo.
Formula One Grand Slam, and that was Ferrari's first Grand Slam since 2010.
Wow. How about that?
Been
Nicely done.
Yeah. But, and this is, I can't even believe we have to talk about this. My loser of the weekend. I was going to go with Adam Schefter, but I think I'm going to go with Gil Brandt instead. But because Schefter's tweet about Dwayne Haskins' death was bad. Listen, like, the guy just died. You don't need to mention that he struggled to catch on in Washington and Pittsburgh. Like, it's unnecessary. And now he deleted it and, you know, corrected, whatever, however you want to put. But still, the guy just died. You don't have to talk about how his career didn't go perfectly. Like, but then to hear Gil Brandt say the stuff he said on NFL radio, what the hell, man? I mean, and if you didn't hear it, Gil Brandt, who is a legend, is a Hall of Famer, he said that Haskins was living to be dead. Said that maybe if he would have stayed in school another year, he wouldn't do silly things like jog on a highway. It's like the guy just died. I heard it and like I couldn't believe that he said it. I mean, it's just disgusting, man. Like a 24-year-old guy dies, he loses his life. And you just can't say something decent like, you just have to mention that his NFL career wasn't off to a great start. Like, just say, hey, everyone pray for his family and his friends and anyone he was close to. He just died. Like, I just don't understand. Like, what the hell is wrong with people, bro?
The only thing I could say, and in no way am I making an excuse, but I feel like anytime someone, like when there's, because this routinely happens, right? Someone passes away and instantly online there's, whether it's someone breaking the news and, you know, painting them in a picture negatively or something, it has to be that society has become so desensitized to stuff like this that you automatically don't ever even look at the individual person. They're summed up only by like however you knew them. I know what Adam Schefter's role is, but how the hell does he have, how do you send that out? How do you send a tweet like that?
I have no idea.
It just doesn't even make any sense.
He typed that shit out and looked at it and went, yep, nailed it, and hit send. When the dude just died.
That's what I'm saying. Like, he doesn't care. Doesn't give a rip about, like, whenever he heard the news, I'm sad to say this, but the first thing he thought was, how am I going to get a tweet out there to capitalize off of this, to get likes and retweets and to use this as an opportunity to further what it is that I do? And I hate that that's the case, but you don't even do that. Like, who does that? Someone that is looking at it honestly as a human being doesn't send a tweet like that. Someone that is looking at it as a business opportunity sends a tweet out like a business, like a NFL reporter would. It's ridiculous. And I don't even know what the hell Gil Brandt's saying. The guy's been around the league for 1,000,000 years. You would think that he'd have a little bit of sense to him. And I understand that, you know, when you're in the public light, you're going to be criticized for all kinds of things. But my goodness, can't we at least give the family and teammates and people that know him just a little bit of time to at least grieve and like call one another and talk about some good stuff that happened with him and around him before we start bashing any decision making. Yeah, I think we all know that jogging across lanes of traffic in the early morning hours is not something smart. I don't think that needs to be like thrown out there and like battered around like he's some type of terrible person for doing that. There a mistake happened, and unfortunately the guy paid with his life. And I don't get it, man. I don't know. It's
I
wild.
I think that some valuable lesson, and you're right. Like it's not just you don't just hear stuff like this about Dwayne Haskins. And I'll say this from all indications, like Dwayne Haskins didn't play well on the field, but I haven't heard that he's like just some terrible guy or something like that. So like, but that, I mean, he was 24 years old, and you're right. Like, I'm not sure if we'll find out why he was trying to cross the highway the way he was. I'm not sure if those details are come out. Who knows? But when someone tragically loses their life, just say, "Damn, this is awful. This is incredibly sad." Like that's all you have to say. Like, wish their family the best. The people that knew him, wish them the best. Say you're praying for him. Like anything but throwing in what probably caused, Dwayne Haskins, no one wanted his career to go better than him. Like, and it just,
Like he was down there training with
all those
teammates.
receivers, like he's trying to get better. And I saw Claypool's tweet, like, man, that was one of those things where it's like, man, that's tough. Like he was taking it hard. They just spent a bunch of time together. And then you got Schefter and Brandt and whoever else firing off this stuff. It's like, man, I would love for his family not to have to read or listen to that bullshit right after his death. That's where I'm at with it. It's like, let's have some common sense and let's just be decent people. Come on. It's not that hard.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know. I hate it. It's
Sad,
tragic.
man.
It's sad. I've talked about it before on my radio show, but he was one hell of a college football player. His final year at Ohio State is insane. He had like 50 touchdowns to 4 interceptions, something crazy like that, including not including rushing touchdowns. I mean, he was a monster.
He destroyed Michigan. I remember that game.
6 touchdowns.
I was like, oh. But yeah, the career hadn't started the way he wanted to, but it's just, we'll never find out if he would have been able to figure it out. I'm sad, man. 24. God.
Way, way too young.
Yeah. It's kind of a sad note to end an episode on, but just I felt like we had to talk about that. Just don't be that person. Don't be that person. Someone tragically dies. Just don't do that.